Hello, third graders. We are starting a new chapter today. Yay! We are starting lesson 3.1 of chapter 3. And with chapter 3, we're going to be working on the focus of operations. What operations do you need to solve a particular problem? So the focus of our lesson today is what's my rule, but first, a number talk. I have here some houses. 5 people live in each house. How many people live in the houses all together? And then it says, prove it. And in my world at school, we call that, when in doubt, draw it out. Well, they've already drawn the 5 houses. And when I look at the problem, it tells me that 5 people live in each house. So what we talk about at school is making tally marks to represent how many people would be living in each house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now, I have represented with tally marks that there are 5 people in each house. I need to find out how many live in the houses all together, which means I need to add them up. So count by 5s with me. We'll count those tally marks. Remember, when I have 5 tally marks, that 5th one is done diagonally, and I just automatically know that that's 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25 people live all together in those houses. So we're going to work on a little mental math here and fluency. What I'm going to show you are some numbers. And your task is to write the numbers in expanded form. If you might remember from last year, I'm not sure if you got this far before we stayed home in March. When you write a number in expanded form, you're taking the place value for each number. So what I mean by that is we've got 58. In this number, 58, let me move my thing out of the way here. Thank you. So in my number 58, I have 2 digits. I have a 5 and I have an 8. The digit 8 is in the ones place, and the digit 10 is in the tens place. So if I'm going to write this in expanded form, I'm going to take the places apart. That doesn't mean I'm going to do 5 plus 8, because that 5 does not mean 8. Or excuse me, the 5 does not mean 5. That 5 is in the tens place. The value of that 5 is 50. The value of that 8, because it's in the ones place, is 8. So to write 58 out in expanded form, it would be 50 plus 8. Now get out your whiteboards and your marker and your eraser, and I want you to try this one, 136. I want you to write it in expanded form. This is an example of expanded form where we are taking the place values and separating them. So in 136, we've got a number in the ones place, we've got a number in the tens place, and we've got a number in the hundreds place. So this is a 3-digit number. So that means we're going to have a place of the hundreds. So there is a 1 in the hundreds place. That doesn't mean 1. If a digit 1 is in the hundreds place, that digit means 100. Then we're going to add the tens place. I can't write just 3 because that 3 does not mean 3. If there's a 3 in the tens place, that means I have 3 tens. It means I have 30. And I have 6 in the ones place. So writing 136 in expanded form is 100 plus 30 plus 6. Okay, let's try this. 807. I have 3 places again. I have the hundreds place, the tens place, and the 7, or in the ones place. The 7 is in the ones place. So if I'm going to write it in expanded form, I have to take my places apart. That's not 8. There's an 8 in the hundreds place. That means 800. Then I have a 0 in the tens place. Well, if I have 0 tens, that means I don't have any tens. I have 0 tens, so I'm going to put a 0 down. And then I will add what's in my ones place. I have a 7 in the ones place. So it's 7. So the number 807, when I write it out in expanded form, it is 800 plus 0 plus 7. One more. 760. Again, I have a digit in the ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. Let's start with the hundreds place. That's a 7 in the hundreds place. Writing that out in expanded form, I can't just write 7 because it doesn't mean 7. It means 7 hundreds, so it means 700. Now let's look at our tens place. I have a 6. I can't just write plus 6. That 6 is in the tens place. That means I have 6 tens. 6 tens is 60. Then I go to my ones place. I have a 0. I don't have any ones. I have 0 ones. So then I would write 0. So 760 in expanded form is 700 plus 60 plus 0. We'll do 2 more really quick here. 1001. Now I have 4 places. I have the thousands place. Whoops. Maybe put that on pen. I have the thousands place. I have the hundreds place. I have the tens place. And I have the ones place. If I have a 1 in the thousands place, then for expanded notation, that's 1000. I have a 0 in the hundreds place. I don't have any hundreds. I have 0 hundreds. So I put 0 down. I have a 0 in the tens place. The same thing. I don't have any tens, so I'm going to put a 0 down. I have a 1 in the ones place. So in expanded form for 1001, it would be 1000 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. And lastly, let's do 2030. 4 digits. I've got a thousands place, a hundreds place, a tens place, and a ones place. That 2 is in the thousands place. That's 2000. Because I have 2 1000s. 2 1000s is 2000. I don't have anything in the hundreds place. I have a 0 in the hundreds place. So that 0 in the hundreds place means 0. I have a 3 in the tens place. 3 in the tens place means 3 tens. That's 30. And I have a 0 in the ones place. I don't have any ones, so that's 0. So 2030 in expanded notation is 2000 plus 0 plus 30. Our math message, we are going to, or you, not me, you are going to see what you can come up here. See if you can figure this out. This is a chart with the title Now and 20 Minutes Later. So the problem, some bacteria double in numbers every 20 minutes. Use this information to complete this table. This is kind of a tricky one. So 50. If it doubles in 20 minutes, what is 50 doubled? What is 200 doubled? What is 75 doubled? What is 150 doubled? Okay, well, first you have to think about what your rule is. What's my rule? It helps us determine how to figure out the answer. We've got some different columns here. We've got this one here, and we've got our 20 minutes later. Okay, so the first column is our in column. We put those numbers in, and we hope to get the numbers in the second column out. But what I have to do is think about what my rule is. Well, my rule is double. I need to double the numbers in the input to get the numbers in the output. So 8 doubled is 16. So when I think of that, or I look at that, I think there's a couple different ways I can do that. 8 plus 8 is 16. Or 8 times 2 is 16. Either way, it's 2 8s. So it must be two 50s. So 50 doubled is 100. 200 doubled, so it's 200 plus 200, or 200 times 2, is 400. 75 doubled, 75 plus 75, or 75 times 2 is, whoops, sorry about that, 150. 150 doubled, 150 plus 150, or 150 times 2 will be 300. Let's review. What's my rule? I say review because I know you've done this in 2nd grade and you've done this in 1st grade. So the rule would be written here. Whatever is here in the rule, that's what you have to do to the ends. All right? So I'm going to say the rule is times 2. So I have to apply that rule to every number in my ends to get my out. 8 times 2 is 16. 50 times 2 is 100. 200 times 2 is 400. 75 times 2 is 150. 150 times 2 is 300. Times 2 is also, and any multiplication is also just repeated addition. So times 2 would be 8 plus 8, 50 plus 50, 200 plus 200, and so on. We have 4 different types of our input machines here. So the first one is missing the output numbers, which means the numbers in the out are missing. We have a rule. We apply the rule to the ends to get the outs. So our rule is subtract 9. 13 subtract 9 is 4. 10 subtract 9 is 1. 17 subtract 9 is 8. 18 subtract 9 is 9. And then there are 2 blank, which means you get to make up your own. So I'm going to, and I can't use one that's already there. So if I would start with 12, 12 subtract 9, 12 minus 9 is 3. So the first type is where the output numbers are missing. Type 2 is when the rule is there, the output is there, but the ends are missing. When that's the case, if you have the outs but not the ends, you can't use the rule the way that it's written. You have to do the opposite. So the opposite of add 5 is subtract 5. So 12 subtract 5 is 7. 15 subtract 5 is 10. 26 subtract 5 is, 26 subtract 5 is 21. 50 subtract 5 is 45. Now before I go to make my own, I want to apply the rule now to the ends to make sure I have the right answer. Well, 7 plus 5 is 12. 10 plus 5 is 15. 21 plus 5 is 26. 45 plus 5 is 50. So I'm going to make my own, and I'm going to start with 35 in the out. I have to do the opposite. So instead of adding 5, I'm going to subtract 5, and the answer is going to be 30. Second type, missing the rule. So that means I have to compare the ends to the outs. What did I do to the end to get the out? And I have to have that same rule for all the numbers going down. Well, 2 to 10, I can go plus 8. 2 plus 8 is 10. Oh, but 3 plus 8 is not 15. So I have to think of another way. What can I do to 10 or to 2 to get 10? Well, 2 times 5 is 10. Let me try it. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. I'm going to put a 7 there. 7 times 5 is 35. So my rule is times 5. My last type is missing the rule and missing some ins and outs, but I have enough to get started. Okay? So I'm starting with a large number 30, going to 10. 52, going to 32. I think my rule is minus 20. So 45 minus 20 is 25. I have to do the opposite because I have an out. So instead of subtracting 20, I need to add 20. And then make my own. Oh, before my time runs out, let's go. 60 minus 20 is 40. Okay, quickly. Page 65. Page 66, sorry. I took a lot of time.